everyone, today I am filming a very quick video on what to do on bad mental health days. So these are just some things I do and have found that help, so they might help others as well. So the first thing is make your own quote book. Now a quote book is something that helped me a lot because I would write things down that inspire me, motivate me, remind me that this passes, and I would also write down happy memories or things to look forward to or nice things people have said to me or people who I know care about me and stuff like that. And it was pretty simple. You can use a notebook or you can just fold some paper together, which is what I did, and write a ton of quotes in there, and you can be creative with it as well because creativity is always fun. So you can do that, and looking at the quotes can sort of inspire you and make you feel a little bit better. It can comfort you and remind you that it does pass and that you can grow from this. But yes, there's a lot of different things you could put in a quote book, so remember to, personalize it, make it something that helps you. Writing a compassionate letter to yourself can also be helpful as well. I mentioned this again in my self-compassion video, but it's something that can be very helpful if you're struggling, and just writing a letter to yourself, validating your feelings and sort of getting that perspective out of your mind, almost like getting a perspective from a more intuitive part of yourself that's more loving and less judgmental, so that you can sort of look at things in a different way and feel comforted by that. Also, another thing is journaling. Journaling can be really good for releasing emotions and processing feelings and events. So I did used to journal quite a bit. I do sometimes now as well, but I journal on an online journal now because my handwriting's terrible. But I find that it helps because it stops you going ruminating about things in your mind, and it also can make you less reactive. I noticed that writing to letting go of anger stopped me being so passive aggressive. So journaling can be very helpful for different things, and can also allow you to learn more about yourself as well. Another thing is going out in nature. Nature is very comforting and calming, and I know for me that when I was having intrusive thoughts from my pandas, I would go out to this tree and just sit. It was like a tree that was kind of fallen down but it's still alive, so it's pretty cool. But I would just sit there, and for some reason when I sat there the intrusive thoughts just stopped. It was very calming and comforting. So I recommend going out in nature, and also just maybe going for a walk or something. It could be really helpful. And you can also see the beauty of nature as well, like the flowers, the trees, how the sun shines on the leaves, and it can kind of remind you that there is beauty in life, even at times where it may not seem like it. Another thing is remember to rest. Sometimes we feel like we have to be productive or work all the time, but you can rest. And rest is actually vital, because without rest you can sort of go into burnout. You can damage your mental and physical health due to stress, and resting also allows you to sort of go within yourself and learn about yourself so that you can embody your authentic self, and also sort of review the things in your life, see what you want to change. Resting can also just sort of allow you to nurture yourself and have time to develop self-compassion and listen to your body and see what you need. And it allows you to eventually feel refreshed and motivated so that you can do what you want to do, and also help others, because you can't pour from an empty cup. So it's important to look after yourself and rest when you need to. The next thing is you can express your feelings creatively. This is something I do, and it's actually very helpful. I sometimes like to write poetry, and that can help a lot. I know that I use poetry to process my experience with pandas. But you can write poetry about almost anything. I think the emotions that are easiest to write poetry about are anything that's deep. So sadness, sometimes fear, loneliness, love, stuff like that. But poetry can be really helpful for processing things. And also dance. This might sound strange, but dance can also be an emotional expression, because I know for me, frustration, if I feel frustrated, I just go and dance. I don't dance when people are watching me, but I still dance, and that can help, because if you dance passionately and kind of stomp around, it can be a release for frustration in a healthy way. It can also help you with other things as well. It can make you happy, you know, it's fun. So it can help in that sense as well, because it's a form of exercise. But you could also kind of see how you can move to portray the emotion you're feeling. So for example, if you're feeling sad, you could move slowly and make flowy movements and stuff like that. So I found that dance can actually be quite helpful as well. And also if you're just agitated or hyperactive, it really helps. I know if I'm really hyperactive and I have episodes where I get really hyper and I can't stay still and my mind is racing, so dance helps me sort of get rid of that extra energy so I'm not so jittery all the time. And also there are other ways of being creative as well. Art, you know, some people do like art therapy. You can do art yourself to process your emotions and convey emotions that are difficult to put into words. It helps you to understand yourself. Some people interpret it, some people just use it as an expression, but you know, to express yourself creatively, you do not need any creative talent. You just, you know, have fun with it and let it help you feel better, I guess. You just do it. You don't actually have to be talented in it, but it can be really helpful. Another thing is practice self-compassion. I've made like 2 videos on self-compassion. It's something I'm very passionate about. But yeah, just nurturing yourself really, as if you were a child, just, you know, mothering yourself back to health, because mental illness is an illness. You've got to, you know, nurture yourself back to health, and hopefully the people around you can be helpful and comforting to you as well, because that's what people need when they're struggling. But yeah, practicing self-compassion and being gentle with yourself, knowing that sometimes it's not more self-discipline you need, sometimes it's more self-compassion, more self-understanding and being gentle with yourself and stuff like that, knowing that you don't have to force yourself to do things you that might, you know, that you might struggle with. For example, some people get angry at themselves for being unable to do things or for struggling, but instead you could say to yourself, it's okay that I'm struggling because everyone does and I know that I'm trying, or something like that. The next thing is talk to a friend. Talking to people about how you feel can be really helpful, and it obviously helps you open up, and sometimes it can be difficult, but like if you don't feel comfortable speaking face to face, then you could speak to somebody online, or just make sure you speak to someone who's very nurturing and comforting and isn't going to judge you, and it's someone you trust and feel comfortable with. That's just really important. But I think that speaking to somebody can be really helpful, because it would be great if we lived in a society where everyone feels as if they can open up about how they feel, and where talking about emotions is completely normal, because we all have feelings and there's no shame in saying that you're struggling. So, you know, also by opening up about your own feelings, it kind of gives others the courage to open up as well, and that can help because you can feel validated, listened to, you can develop connections with others and seek help and advice, so it can be really good. The next thing is exercise. Exercise can be really helpful for some people because it releases endorphins, so some people might find it really helpful in reducing stress and anxiety and stuff. And some people say that exercise is really good for the mental health, and you know, the idea of running might be quite you know, daunting, so it doesn't have to be like that. You can like dance, as I said, or maybe go for a walk or go on a trampoline, or you know, it doesn't have to be like running, like intense exercise, but something that sort of gives you that release, can distract your mind and help you, so, and it's fun as well. So yeah. The next thing is, you know, listening to music. Some people find that music helps. I know that listening to music is good for me sometimes. Like I'll fidget with like moulding sand whilst listening to music. It can be very calming if you listen to calming songs. But yeah, it depends what music you listen to, but that can be helpful for some people. And another thing is just, you know, taking time out of yourself, watching a film or a documentary or something. I know for me that with my intrusive thoughts, I needed something to distract me. And whenever I was watching a film or a documentary, because I was so focused on that, the intrusive thoughts would kind of leave me alone. So I found that that did actually help a lot. So that could help you as well. I know that a lot of people say, obviously, don't keep technology in your room, but at the time the intrusive thoughts were so loud that I needed like the TV on to sleep or something. So for some people it might actually help and serve as a distraction from the intrusive thoughts, so it's actually easier to maybe get to sleep or easier to feel less anxious in the day or whatever. And the last thing is write a gratitude list or self-love list. Now a gratitude list may not work for everyone, because you can have depression or mental health problems and still be incredibly grateful, you know. But maybe for some people who struggle with positive thinking, it could be helpful and remind them that there is beauty in life. And also, but still remember to validate your struggles and still remember to validate the things that you're not grateful for. But, you know, writing gratitude lists can help somebody have a more optimistic perspective on life sometimes. My cat just sat on my Xbox, that's what that noise was. And a self-love list, that can be very difficult for some people. Some people don't love themselves, some people don't know anything they like about themselves, but just, you know, writing down some things you've done that other people like, or maybe writing your strengths or something you think you're good at. Just keep trying and know that you are worthy of love. You can honour yourself, you can love yourself, and you can respect yourself. And part of self-love is actually validating yourself and knowing that it's okay to feel your feelings. You don't have to judge yourself for it. Knowing that it's okay to cry and just respecting yourself exactly as you are, and accepting yourself exactly as you are. But writing a self-love list of things that you're proud of, things that you're good at, your strengths, stuff like that, can be really, really good. And it could be stuff like, you like that you're empathetic, you like that you're compassionate, you like that you are good at maths or whatever. So that can be really helpful for, you know, loving yourself a little bit more. These are just some little ideas, and I hope that this video is helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye!